Hey everybody, welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm your digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. This is where we cover your top headlines, trending topics, and what we're working on for you right now here at 3 News ahead of our 6 p.m. What Matters Most, 7 p.m. Front Row, and 11 p.m. What's Next broadcasts. First of all, congratulations are in order because you made it to Friday, and we are looking at the weekend. We've got a great weekend ahead of us. We've got a lot of good news for you to finish out your Friday here. First off, I have a question for you. Did you get a weird Valentine's Day text message yesterday? Because a lot of people did. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about why that happened. Then we're going to take a look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction fan vote. Dave Matthews Band is leading. They upset somebody. So we'll take a look at who the top 5 are. And then we're going to take a look at how you can actually summon your Tesla, if you are one of the lucky people in this world to have a Tesla, to come and pick you up. Brandon Simmons has that story for us. He's preparing that for the 6 p.m. What Matters Most broadcast. We're going to get a little bit of the inside info from him working on that today. Then we've got information for you about a big Cedar Point reveal, when that's coming, and why the date that they're making these announcements has special significance. And then we have our weekend guide for you, because if you're looking for some fun, we have that news for you. Okay, first up, if you got that weird Valentine's Day message, here's why. It got a little bit awkward for a lot of people, and there was even one case where a woman got a message from her ex that she hasn't talked to in months. She said that that was not good for her mental health, and that is not a good situation to be in. We have that story up on WKYC.com. We're going to drop that for you, that link in the comments for you. There was another woman whose sister had a son in the hospital, and she got a text message that was originally sent on February 14th of this year that just said OMG. And it really freaked her out. So she was texting her family, trying to figure out what happened. And there were a ton of people that got an I'm coming over message, some people that were planning on taking lifts together, all these weird things in the middle of the night. Well, here's what happened. A telecom vendor called Cineverse said a server of theirs failed on February 14th. So nearly 170,000 messages from multiple carriers didn't go through. Now, when that server was reactivated on Thursday, as if it wasn't tragic enough that those Valentine's Day messages didn't go through in the first place, those messages got sent. In a statement to the Associated Press by Verizon, Cineverse said it is reviewing internal procedures to make sure this doesn't happen again, and that they typically delete messages that don't go through, but Cineverse did not immediately respond to a request for more details. So it got really awkward for a lot of people, and it comes down to technical error. So if you got that Valentine's Day message, now you know why. All right, Dave Matthews Band is leading the 2020 Rock Hall induction fan vote. We have that story as well up for you on WKYC.com. We will drop that link for you in the comments right now so you can check out that story. Dave Matthews Band has edged out Pat Benatar, who was leading through the middle of October, and now Pat Benatar is in second place. Third place is Doobie Brothers right now, followed by Soundgarden and Judas Priest, making up the top 5. If you want to get in on this vote, we have the link to do that in our story on WKYC.com, and you can select up to 5 nominees every single day, cast that as a single ballot, but you can only submit one 5-person vote every day. Now, at the end of the voting period, the top 5 artists that have been selected by the public will make up what's called a fan ballot, and that's going to be factored in when determining the final list of 2020 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. This is particularly special this year. It's special every year, of course, but particularly special this year because we will be having the induction back here in Cleveland. It was in Brooklyn last year, but it'll be back in Cleveland this year on May 2nd. Okay, now we're going to bring in Brandon Simmons, and he's going to talk to us about what's going on with Tesla, this new smart summons feature. Hi, Brandon.
Yeah, what's happening? So smart summon, it's really cool. Honestly, I just gotta say, it's really, really cool. So what it is, let's say you're in a grocery store, right? It's raining. You don't want to carry all those bags out to the car, right? You want the car to come to you. Don't we all want that, right?
Yes, I want that, especially when it's cold.
For sure. Now, there's a feature on your phone, if you're a Tesla owner, as you said earlier, that it'll bring your car right to you from the parking space. It'll back itself out. It'll plot the path that it needs to take to get there. It does all of that good stuff for you, and it's available right now. And we saw it in action today. And it's so funny watching other people's reactions as they walk through the parking lot and you see a car with no driver moving through the parking lot. really funny stuff.
Well, I can imagine that would be probably weird for people. We know that Tesla has this auto driving feature, but this is specifically designed for parking lots?
Yeah, this is specifically designed for parking lots. So right now, as the law stands, you have to have a driver in the driver's seat in order to have a car on the road, right? You have to always be ready to take the wheel. So they have that autopilot feature we always hear about on the highway. It's caused some accidents over the years, so we got to be pretty transparent about that. But that feature on the highway is allowed because the driver's sitting there.
Okay.
Because parking lots are private property, technically, they don't require a driver. So that may change in the future depending on how lawmakers look at things, of course. But for now, Tesla, in any parking lot, they can actually move the car with their smartphone, and that's what they're doing. So yeah, as long as you're in a parking lot, smart summon, bring the car to you.
So how does this work exactly? Is this like Siri or Alexa where I'm like, hey, drive my car to me, or what?
It is similar, but they have their own app. Tesla has an app, and their app is actually used as the key to the car. It's used for a lot of different things anyways. So this was really just a software update. It was pushed about a month ago. Is when a lot of people got it. I think it originally came out mid-September. But in the app, you simply go to summon, and as long as your finger's on the button, it'll bring the car to you. And once you let go, the car will stop. So obviously, if you're looking at your car and you see it's going to crash into something or whatever the case may be, if a person gets in the way, it'll stop. Now, mind you, the car has a ton of sensors and cameras to stop on its own, so it's not going to just run into things just because your finger's on the button. But if you see something that you may think the car doesn't see, then you can still intervene by just letting go.
Okay, so if this is a software update, you don't have to buy a new Tesla to get this?
Not a new Tesla, no, not at all. So
Okay.
the person we talked to, he's owned his since the beginning of the year. And this is Tesla's new model, really, is that they want to give you added value to your car over the years. So what they do is create these new features, whether it be Smart Summon or Autopilot or different things like that, and they send them out to you in a software update. So really, it's their way of saying that your car actually adds value as opposed to losing value over the years.
And you were actually out with someone today in Cleveland that has this on their car.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, we were riding it through the parking lot a few times. He did it, and everybody really was just interested. You know, I mean, it makes you turn your head, of course, to look and go, well, what the heck's going on? But once they saw us with the camera and he's out with his phone and we're both staring at it, I think they figured out that we were working on something and just showing it off, really. And a lot of them had questions. They all came over, wanted to take pictures, all those sorts of things. So a lot of people interested, and that's why I wanted to share it with everybody out there, too.
That is really interesting. I love getting these tech updates from you. You always have all the inside info for us, which is so great.
I try. That's my thing. You know, I love my tech stories.
All right. Well, thank you, Brandon. He'll have more for us. We'll be able to see some actual footage of you out doing this today in Cleveland.
Yeah, we didn't want to show it right now because then you wouldn't tune in later at 6, right? So
That's
come
a
at
trick.
6. We'll show you exactly how it works, and it'll be a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you, Brandon.
For sure.
All right,
Thanks,
you
Steph.
can catch that at 6 p.m. in the What Matters Most broadcast, which is on WKYC.com and also on Channel 3.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, looking ahead to what is happening this weekend in Northeast Ohio, we've got your weekend guide for you. That is also up on WKYC.com. We'll drop that link in the comments so you can get all of the details, but some pretty cool things happening. I mean, there's always pretty cool things happening here, especially cool things happening this weekend, though. I'd like to thank Bob Dylan, who is also a Nobel Prize winner. He'll be performing at the University of Akron on Saturday at 8 p.m., and there are still tickets available to that. But just so you know, if you're going to go to the Bob Dylan show, you cannot take your phone. There is a very strict no cell phone recording, no audio recording, no video, no photography. Once you're out of the lobby, you've got to have that phone silenced in your pocket. Do not take it out. Another very cool thing that's happening this weekend is the Walkabout in Tremont. This is an event that features local artists, local shops. That's from 5 to 9 p.m. tonight, and lots of the shops and art galleries will have extended hours so that people can enjoy that tonight in Tremont. This is something we talked about earlier this week in an Instagram update. We are right in the middle of Cleveland Restaurant Week. That extends now through November 16th. And what Cleveland Restaurant Week is an organization, Cleveland Independents, got together more than 50 restaurants, got them all to offer a pre-fee menu where you pay $33 and you get 3 courses. And this is a lot of fancy places that might otherwise be kind of difficult to afford, or at least, you know, an event, really an extravagant event to go out. So for $33 per person, you can hit up places like Pier W in Lakewood, Alley Cat Oyster Bar in the Flats East Bank, and Fahrenheit, also in Tremont. If you're looking for something to do for the family and you're excited about the holiday season, Santa's Holiday Parade is also tonight at the Great Northern Mall in North Olmsted. That's from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight, and the U.S. Marine Corps will be serving as the Grand Marshal for the parade. So that is guaranteed to be a fun family event, and the first 50 people that get there will get a special thank you for being early. Now on to that big Cedar Point reveal. That is coming next month. We have this story up on WKYC.com for you as well. We'll drop that link in the comments for you so you can check that out in more detail as well. But the Vice President and General Manager of Cedar Point, Jason McClure, said that the biggest portion of new offerings for the 2020 season will be revealed on Wednesday, December 11th. So mark your calendars for Wednesday, December 11th. If you haven't yet bought one of those gold passes, that might be the day that makes you decide to do it. And the reason that they have chosen Wednesday, December 11th in order to make the biggest announcement about what they're planning for the next year is because it begins the 150-day countdown to the opening, which is on Saturday, May 9th. And next season, as you may know, is the 150th anniversary of Cedar Point opening. There's more as well. McClure also said that some very important improvements to the way you access and navigate the park are coming next year, and that more details on those upgrades will be announced in bits and pieces, he says, throughout the winter. Some things that we can look forward to are more special events, more food, and more entertainment. That is our 3 News Now update for you today. We hope you enjoyed listening to our top headlines, trending topics, and what we're working on for you right now. We really appreciate you being here, being a part of the live stream, participating in the comments. Make sure you like our page so that you don't miss any of our updates, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell so that you're notified every single time we go live, and you can always join us here every afternoon for 3 News Now. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all back here on Monday. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thanks.